Just wait till you see some of the numbers for the Bills game snow-wise in the forecast coming up.
Plus, new details on the search for a missing St. John Fisher student in France. And the ban just signed by Governor Hochul impacting pet stores across the state.
From your breaking news and weather authority on Fox Rochester, this is 13 Wham News at 10.
Slick conditions on the roads this afternoon and this evening, and the winter weather is not done with us yet.
Slushy, icy, wet, pretty much it.
It's upstate New York. What do you get?
What do you get? Good answer there. The first snowfall of the season can be tricky for drivers, and today was no exception. A mix of rain and sleet with it. We do have team coverage for you tonight. Our Carla Rogner will show us the conditions outside in just a moment, but we begin with meteorologist Scott Hetzko with the latest. Scott?
Yeah, and it's exactly what those drivers say. We all know what's going on. We know what's what and what's up around here. So we do have some light wet snow and rain kind of mixed out there. We go from that screen right onto your big, beautiful flat screen. This is a nice screen you have me on tonight at your house. This is really nice. I feel really comfortable on this screen. So we do have some rain and wet snow showers still, very light in nature. You know, think about this tomorrow morning. You may encounter some slick roads, but nothing like they're seeing south and east. Through the Catskills, you know, if you have ever done any skiing or been in this area from anywhere from Binghamton east to Deposit, back up toward and near Poughkeepsie and Kingston, those areas got a shot in the elevations to get quite a bit of snow, but that's not going to be here. Here's what we're expecting the rest of the overnight, and it's not a lot. You know, over in Wayne County, perhaps, as they get grazed by this, maybe an inch or two of snow. That's about it. So right now it's a misty kind of snow out there. It's 33 degrees, the wind out of the east, and that wind's going to stay that direction, and that temperature should stay right around there as well through the overnight. Here's the hour by hour. You can see, so we kind of bounce back and forth between some rain and wet snow showers off and on through the morning. We'll wake up with that tomorrow as well. There could be a little bit of slick spots, but kids are going to school. Moms and dads, don't worry. There won't be any delays or cancellations, I don't think, tomorrow morning. In the afternoon, just some light stuff left over. But it's more of a long-term pattern we're watching, Matt, where the air is going to get progressively colder, and there'll be more winter on the way for sure. You'll see that on the 7-day coming up.
Scotty, thank you. Today's wintry mix leading to quite a few accidents on the roads. We continue our team coverage with 13 Wham's Carla Rogner, who spoke with drivers tonight about the return of that winter weather. She joins us live from Henrietta tonight, and we can see some of those flakes there, Carla.
Yeah, Matt, it definitely just picked up. There are some heavy flakes of wet snow still falling down, and it was slick conditions on the roads this afternoon. There were reports of several accidents, and again, it's still falling down. You can see there's lots of this wet slush on the ground here, and these are the conditions that drivers have been dealing with all day. But it is winter. It's December in Western New York, and people I spoke with today say it's time to get used to weather like this. A messy and sometimes dangerous commute home. Accidents reported across the region, like this tractor trailer that rolled over, closing part of Route 441 in Penfield. Thankfully, no injuries there. And on East River Road, emergency crews working to free this SUV that slid off the road. At the gas station,
We're just trying to get back home safely, and again, I hope everybody's on their toes, just being safe out there.
drivers fueling up before a slick drive home through the snow, sleet, and slush. This family looking to make it back to Sodus safely.
With the first snow of the season, everybody gets a little crazy and they're not sure exactly what's going on. And then it looks like we remember what we're doing and it gets a little better.
Robert Brown spends his days on the road delivering mail to URMC facilities.
Slushy, icy, wet, pretty much it. Seen a few accidents out on 390 and going up towards Elm Grove. Seen accidents out there, and it's just a miserable day.
For these New Yorkers, while it may be annoying to deal with,
Cold. It makes us feel all cold. But again, we're used to it. No biggie. Just dress for it. It's okay.
this weather is just part of the Rochester winter experience.
There's really not much you can do about it. Stay positive and get through the season.
there are still some travel advisories in effect tonight. New York State Police are also cautioning anyone using the Thruway all weekend to be extra careful out there. Live in Henrietta, Carla Rogner, 13 WHAM News.
Carla, thank you. Well, we're not expecting significant accumulation this time around. The American Heart Association is reminding people of the cardiac risks when shoveling. A new Canadian study found the chance of a heart attack after snowfall increased by 16% higher in men than women. They also had an increased chance of dying from a heart attack. There was an increase even among people using snow blowers. They do recommend short breaks and pushing the snow with a shovel rather than lifting and throwing it. A reminder, you can always check the latest weather conditions around the clock by downloading our free 13 WHAM weather app. Turning to some other stories we're following tonight, new developments in the search for a St. John Fisher student reported missing 2 weeks ago in France. We learned today of a possible sighting of Kenneth Deland Jr. ABC News says a police source has confirmed a member of the public came forward to say they saw someone fitting his description in that same area where he apparently told his friends he was going to visit. The prosecutor says he is not releasing a statement yet. Deland's father says he believes the media is doing a more thorough job of searching for his son than authorities. Today, we also learned Interpol has gotten involved in that case. The search continuing tonight for the suspect who Rochester police say went to an extreme to steal from a convenience store. Officers say that suspect crashed a rental truck into the Best Market on Maple Street to get inside that convenience store.
Get out of the truck and looked, and he back up again to it. That's
twice, 2 times, not one time.
Police say that suspect stole items from the store, then took off. Repairs are being made to that building. No arrests have been made. Anyone with information is asked to call 911. Now to the effort to solve gun crimes in Rochester. 340 people have been shot in the city this year. Tonight, our Chase Howell takes a closer look at the high-tech system using bullet shell casings to help solve those crimes.
A bullet cartridge goes in, and investigators hope a match comes out. The National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, referred to as NIBIN, is operated by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. The network consists of images of cartridges found at crime scenes. The system then compares those cartridge images to others ingested around the state and nation.
It then creates a correlation list of possible candidates. So then we will look at the images it creates and then compare those images to one another and try to determine if there's a link between our cartridge cases that are known and the ones collected at the scene.
An ATF agent in Rochester says every gun has its own type of fingerprint, so to speak. He says each time the gun discharges a cartridge, it causes distinct markings dedicated to that particular gun.
So once we go to court, if someone gets caught with a firearm, it gets test fired at the lab here, and then it compares to the cartridge casings found at crime scenes. And these ballistic fingerprints, it shows that they match which shows what crimes the gun was involved with.
Kieran says the network has helped solve many crimes around the nation and here in Rochester. A notable one, the 2018 arrest of Carlos Javier Figueroa, charged in connection to a large drug trafficking ring.
There was a firearm that was discharged at officers doing a search warrant that matched a murder from 2 years ago, pretty much at the same spot. That person that was running that organization, Carlos Javier Figueroa, he got a life sentence plus 25 years, and that evidence was produced in court.
Eric Freemesser, a supervisor at the Monroe County Crime Lab, says NIBIN has an accuracy rate around 96%. He says whether it's a ghost gun or a gun manufactured in a factory, they can track down where the bullet came from.
They create the frame, and then they can buy those parts because those aren't regulated. But the marks that those guns are going to make, we can still match back to that same particular gun.
Chase Howell, 13 WHAM News at 10 on Fox Rochester.
There is some controversy tonight over how the city of Rochester plans to use some of the funding from the American Rescue Plan. $5 million has been dedicated to the Rochester Peace Collective, an effort to curb violence in the city. Among the recipients, a program run by Planned Parenthood called In Control. Mayor Malik Evans says the program helps teens of color reject violence by learning valuable skills. But critics say Planned Parenthood is not an anti-violence organization.
That we have a plethora of grassroots organizations, which is where the money was and is supposed to be going to, that can sustain, that do the work, that help our youth in many different ways, that don't get the recognition that they need or they deserve.
The mayor encouraging organizations who were not selected in this round for funding to apply again. New York has become the latest state to ban the sale of dogs, cats, and rabbits in pet stores. Today, Governor Kathy Hochul signing that into law. It's meant to stop the flow of animals from commercial breeding operations, often called puppy mills, to pet stores. Instead, it allows shops to work with animal shelters to adopt out rescued or abandoned pets. Critics argue the law will not shut down those out-of-state breeders and could lead to the closures of dozens of pet stores in New York. California, Illinois, and Maryland have adopted similar bans. That law goes into effect in 2024. Still ahead here on Fox Rochester, the escalating tensions between the U.S. and Russia tonight. Plus, the new clue in the murder investigation of 4 college students in Idaho. And what NASA is saying about a leak on a spacecraft. Look at this, docked with the International Space Station. The latest there in that amazing video.
Your weather authority.